Just a quick update on the state of play with me in the ATS 25 and indeed the ATS 20 Plus receiver. I've had some correspondence with a gentleman called Dave. His amateur call sign is November 9 Echo Whiskey Oscar, Dave N9EWO, and Dave was kind enough to have spotted some of my YouTube videos on these receivers, and he directed me to his website, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video to Dave's website. Some very interesting information across the spectrum of shortwave receivers. Really good stuff, but in particular he's done a bit of work with the ATS 25, and he's found some modified firmware that can be uploaded to the ATS 25. I think it's on version 5.2 now. A guy called Antonio Russo has written some firmware, and it looks like that produces quite an improvement in the overall usability of the ATS 25. Don't get me wrong, this is never going to be a good receiver. It's kind of a toy at best, but it has got capabilities that aren't really made full use of by the existing firmware. So what I'll be doing in the near future, I've been a little bit short of time lately, but I'm going to be trying to upgrade to this new firmware, and I'll let you know how I get on with it and how it performs on the ATS 25. Should make it easier to use and a little bit more feature rich than it is now, because it has got a number of bugs and things that really don't work very well. For example, the battery indicator there, I mean, that's useless. It's 0.21 volts. It's obviously not reading correctly. There appears to be a facility to have FM radio presets on this receiver, but there's no way of doing it on this current firmware. Little things like that I'm hoping might be addressed with a firmware update. So that's coming. And thanks again to Dave N9EWO for doing the groundwork on that. And similarly, and perhaps a little bit easier to update, hopefully will be the ATS 20 Plus. I'm going to put the latest firmware on that. I have a functional ATS 20 here as well. I'm going to keep that stock with the firmware with which it came, but I want to get the ATS 20 Plus updated, so I'll be running you through that in a future video, and we'll just see what difference that makes to the operation of the receiver. As I've covered before, there's some slight differences between the 20 Plus and the 20. There's some extra components on the broadcast FM side of the radio, and there's a better encoder. So hopefully we won't be plagued with the encoder problems that the ATS 20 suffered from. A commenter on one of my earlier videos has asked me again to point out that the ATS 20, ATS 20 Plus, when we talk about FM, and it says FM here on the radio, when we talk about FM, we're talking about Band 2 broadcast FM, your local FM radio stations. This radio does not have FM mode on HF. So on the shortwave bands, you'll be able to receive AM, upper sideband and lower sideband. You'll obviously be able to tune CW as well using one of the sidebands, but what you won't be able to receive is any FM CB activity on 27 megahertz or any amateur radio activity on 29 megahertz FM. Or, well, you will be able to receive it by using AM mode, and it won't work very well, to be quite frank. But I think one or two people have got confused, particularly when we talk about FM and the fact that it says FM on the radio. That is broadcast band 2 FM, not going to enable you to receive FM CB broadcast, for example. Anyway, that's just a quick overview of what's coming up on these ATS receivers. I haven't forgotten about them. But in the meantime, if you want to find more about the software updates, particularly for the ATS 25, have a look at the description to this video, and I'll link into Dave N9EWO's pages. Thank you for watching.